I'm here because we need my husband to be our president and commander-in-chief for 4 years. He's what is best for our country.
Ladies and gentlemen, leaders and fighters for freedom and liberty and the American dream, Allah Akbar!
Habibis, welcome to another
Assalamu
Habibi.
alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, Jay? How are you, Habibis? Welcome. Another Habibi Power Hour. How are you, Habibi?
I am doing wonderful, Habibi. I am pumped. I am excited.
Yeah,
it's going
down.
It's going down.
We got a great show for you tonight, or whenever you're listening to this. So Habibis, get settled in. What are we drinking tonight?
I am going. It was another recommendation. This time from Canada. It's the Whistle Pig Rye Whiskey. It's 100 proof, 50%.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too bad. The Angel's Envy right now, I mean, is good. We'll see once I'm like halfway through the bottle.
Tonight.
Yeah. Luckily, I had some Chick-fil-A before coming on, unlike last week.
That is the Sharia meal of the day.
Exactly. I promised Fuzzy that I wasn't going to get off my chair drunk tonight because I make love to his mother even better, kind of sober, just a little tipsy.
Yeah, but for those watching us and seeing that we're both wearing pink, this is completely not coordinated.
Nope.
We are really just that gay.
We're just in sync.
Yeah, we're in sync. So, but let's get into some jihad on tap because Habibis today has been pretty insane. Really want to start off with this NBA walkout. Now, what happened was the NBA announced Wednesday it will postpone Game 5 of 3 different series in response to the Milwaukee Bucks' decision to boycott their playoff game following the police shooting of Jacob Blake in the team's home state of Wisconsin. Now, for those who are not familiar, Blake was a black man who was shot in the back by police on Sunday 7 times as he tried to enter his vehicle in Kenosha, Wisconsin. His shooting became the latest incident to prompt outrage nationwide over racial injustice and police brutality. So the 3 series that were postponed were the Bucks series against the Orlando Magic, Houston Rockets against the Oklahoma City Thunder, and the Los Angeles Lakers against the Portland Trailblazers. Interestingly enough, a buddy of mine who's a big Blazers fan was now the current discussion is, are they going to end the season? Because that's something that is actually on the table. And my buddy who's a Blazers fan, he's like, yeah, I'm 1,000% with it. I'm like, dude, your team's down 3-1 in the series. It's gonna end regardless. But
regardless for him, for sure.
Yeah. So here's the thing. And I'm gonna just post this up just because this was a tweet that was getting a lot of engagement, and it's from LeBron James, who wrote, "Fuck this, man. We demand change. Sick of it." Now, I'm gonna give him a pass on punctuation.
Yeah, right.
Particularly
it's
the
Twitter.
fuck this man.
Mattered.
Yeah, it never really mattered.
Fuck this man.
I shouldn't be laughing at that, but always punctuation gets me. Anyways, so a lot of the responses to it has been about how the NBA would never boycott, like things about Hong Kong or China. And Jay, I saw you tweet something about how LeBron James was bent over and was taking it from behind by Winnie the Pooh, who is a caricature of Xi Jinping. And I'm curious, what was the inspiration behind that? Because I think you and I don't see eye to eye on this.
Well, for one, he's saying, what does Trump have to do with the shooting in Wisconsin?
But is he saying fuck this man as in like I don't is he directly addressing Trump? I don't feel like he is.
Oh, I believe he is. Who's he saying fuck this man to? The person who shot the police officer?
Well, that's why I think that's like fuck this comma man. Like fuck this man. Come on.
Oh, you mean like
okay? Yeah, you get what I'm saying.
That's what that. Yeah, I get it.
So
is it? I thought he was talking about Trump. It went like
really
like that with me. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So,
but like, now I get what you're saying. Like he's like, fuck this man. We demand change. Sick of it. Demand change.
This is why English should have been your first language. You fucking asshole.
Well, unfortunately, it was my second language taught by my American mom. Well, and also Pakistani teachers. So I blame you.
Oh, okay, well, fuck me. Because they
told us it was pronounced vegetables.
So, but here's the responses I'm seeing to LeBron, and I think honestly, I probably will be alone in this thinking this because I don't think this protest really has anything to do with China. Like, LeBron tweeted, he said something last week about how we'll never bend or break for anyone. And like, that's a legitimate criticism you could say where LeBron James' argument is flawed because they obviously bent and braked for the Chinese government and not defending Daryl Morey of the Houston Rockets when he was advocating for democracy in Hong Kong. Like that is like legitimate criticism. And I had a tweet about it last week to the tune of "She's so high above me," and I sent that to a friend of mine who obviously left of center, and he and I we discussed these issues back and forth, and we kind of shed a bit of light to each other on these things. And he's like, one, you ruined a perfect song, a perfectly classic song, and two, you're right about that point. So like, yeah, that's legitimate criticism you make. I don't know if criticizing LeBron James and NBA players for doing a boycott to actually demand change right now with police brutality merits that type of criticism. Because like you had the Milwaukee Bucks actually get in touch with the Wisconsin Attorney General and the Wisconsin Lieutenant Governor. Actually talked to them this afternoon. That is way more than any protest I've seen them do, whether it be kneeling for the flag, raising the fist in the air, wearing jerseys with custom-made social justice mottos or slogans. Like you can make criticism about the NBA never recognizing or simply like stamping out any advocacy for Hong Kong, the Uyghur Muslims in China. But like this one to me is just different. Is it not? I mean, like it feels different. And it's like to the point where like I can't really critique them right now until I see what happens. So I'm gonna listen to them, find out what exactly they're looking to do before I make an assessment of it. I don't know. How do you feel about that?
Well, see, I never worry about making an ass of myself. So I would always assume and jump right into it because ass is my middle. No, what I feel is I think this is all for show. Yeah, they boycotted one game. It's rescheduled. Let's see them do it again. Let's see them boycott the whole season.
But as we're recording right now, the NBA is meeting in the bubble right now about potentially suspending or ending the season.
Do it.
Like just straight up.
Do it.
So
if they do it, it brings some merit. Do it. Donate the money to special causes. Don't get paid. Walk out. Forfeit. Don't do your job.
I mean, that's making a huge statement, at least in my opinion.
No, it would. If they cancel the finals, if they don't do the playoffs this season and just wash the season, do it. And then Golden State gets rid of their number 2 pick in the draft. Yeah, do it. Let's see it.
You just want to see Golden State get rid of their second pick. Billy Billy Finn, thank you, Billy, chiming in here. Of course, it merits that type of criticism. Why aren't they boycotting the league for running child abuse camps next to the modern day Auschwitz? Look, I am not saying that the ESPN did that investigation where they found that NBA camps in China, particularly Xinjiang, were had rampant abuse of these kids, and that's unfortunate, and I think it's abhorrent that the NBA has stamped out any sort of discussion about it, and they've prevented their employees, whether it be players or actual NBA employees, from speaking out about the matter. It's awful. I don't know, but like this,
it's hypocritical too. So people find it very hypocritical because they're going to stand here and say that social justice happening here that are to the extent of.
Here's what I'm worried. Here's what I'm worried about. And this has a lot to do with sort of just when it comes to discussing these things in the public domain. First, it started off with Black Lives Matter, and that Black Lives Matter was countered by All Lives Matter. And I feel like by constantly countering any form of protest, whether it's legitimate or not, particularly this one, because I feel like there's something different about this one. I'm waiting to see what that is before making an assessment on it. And I'm urging caution to the Habibis to at least figure out what they're actually trying to advocate for before we make an assessment. Because I'm worried that people are going to start considering bringing up China and why aren't they criticizing China as like an all lives matter like response to any form of protest that NBA players are going to engage in. And I feel like that might cause even more dismissive nature of the Chinese Communist Party's danger to the world and the threat to the world. And I feel like maybe it's just me. Maybe I just feel like it's kind of a disservice to constantly flail the LeBron James' lack of response to China on this particular protest. I don't know. What do you think?
Right. Well, it makes it feel like there's a lot that he lacks a lot of validity in certain issues. Now, it's the reason why that is because when you bring up and this is before the Blake shooting, whenever you wanted to bring up something like that, they're like, oh, they're just different. It's just a different culture. We can't talk about this stuff. Blah, blah, blah.
No, and it's totally unacceptable because Adam Silver definitely did that.
Right. And not only him, so did LeBron James. So the problem where it comes from is that these people personally don't have the validity on being people who actually stand up for social justice. And to me, I think LeBron James just watched The Last Dance, and he watched the episode where they were criticizing Michael Jordan for not speaking up on social issues. And he's like, this is the one thing I can actually be better than him on.
Well, I mean, it seems to be working because a lot of people are saying that LeBron James is now becoming the greatest of all time simply because of him being political. So
I could never see LeBron James as better.
Nate chiming in here. Thank you, Nate. Nate BB saying, Siraj, on behalf of many of the Habibis in the chat, we request that you please change your shirt. Is it really that triggering?
I don't know. It could be.
No, I'm gonna say I'm gonna take a stand here.
You look great, dude.
Oh, thank you, Habibi. I'm gonna just
You're about to put on some
one more.
Oh, there you go.
More button. Yeah, one more button.
Put on some beige shorts and let's go golfing.
Nate, if you want a refund, I totally get it. But I'm not changing the shirt. So anyways, I'm interested to hear what the Habibis think. I think a lot of people there's anytime something like this happens, like whether there's a protest where it's kneeling during the national anthem, like that's a lot of virtue signaling. Raising the fist in the air, changing the custom jerseys so that you have social justice slogans on there. A lot of virtue signaling. This one to me just feels different, and I we'll see how far this actually goes. And I'm hoping that if they actually do get change, it won't be in vain of losing the entire season. Anyways, a few developments in this Jacob Blake case, because there was a lot of shit that happened in the last few days. First of
actually,
which,
the last few hours too.
Yeah. The most recent development is what the Wisconsin Department of Justice announced just this evening, reporting that Jacob Blake had a knife in his car. And in the press release, they wrote, during the investigation following the initial incident, Mr. Blake admitted that he had a knife in his possession. DCI agents recovered a knife from the driver's side floorboard of Mr. Blake's vehicle. A search of the vehicle located no additional weapons. So now the question is, when Blake was going into his car, because I assume everybody who is tuning in watched the video of Jacob Blake getting shot in the back 7 times, who, by the way, still in the hospital, reportedly paralyzed from the waist down, and is still having a lot of surgeries. Look, I don't want anyone to die, even if they have a past of one of Jacob Blake's, which has been questioned as to whether he's, they use that term, he's no angel. Like, okay, everybody has a checkered past, some worse than others.
Right.
But with Blake, like, he may not have deserved to get shot 7 times, and especially in the back. And this is a tough one, because how do you know where, without like a proper investigation, we're just going based off of what's being reported. And the only thing I can say right now is that from the look of the video alone, if we just have to ask the questions, was Blake attempting to grab his knife in the car to try to use it against an officer? I have no idea. Does that make a difference between not shooting him and shooting him? Look, I think the officer probably used, I don't know what was going through their head, but this sounds like, to me, to me, it sounds like excessive force.
No, to me too. I mean, even with the some of the stuff that's coming out, there was also a warrant for him that was dispatched to them as they were going to him, going at him and stuff. And even if he's just going into his car, that is pretty aggressive, to even get a weapon. I mean, you don't shoot somebody in the back 7 times when they're unarmed, walking to the car. Basically,
but even if they're admitted that he had a knife, do you think the police had reasonable suspicion to think he had something else in his car?
If he had a knife, yeah, I do think so. Especially if, now I don't know the full reports. All I know is that
that's because the full report hasn't been done.
Right. All I know is there was a warrant out that he was dangerous, and a woman called on him, the police on him. And if they saw a knife in his hand, and as he was going into the car, could be mistaken for something else. But again, this goes into, like, if somebody has their back towards you, and there's, how many police officers were there? Not one of them had a taser.
No, they used the taser, but the taser wasn't working. The taser failed to stop him. So that's the issue, is that they went from the taser, which is in some states considered lethal force, just like with the case of Rayshard Brooks, and then using a service weapon 7 times is egregious. LB chiming in here. who's the Habibi lawyer, the legal counsel of the Habibis.
Great feet pics too.
She writes here, officers shouldn't have shot 7 times. That said, my guess is that they were responding to a 911 call about him, and the warrant was for domestic abuse and rape, likely the same person who called 911. So, I mean, it's a messy case, and I'm not going to ever claim to have all the answers because I don't. And just be patient and just wait for all the facts to come in before going to war with people about what the truth is,
or burning down businesses,
obviously. Well, let's get to that, because there's been a shit ton of rioting and looting and just violence in Kenosha. Kenosha, for those who aren't familiar, is about an hour south of Milwaukee in Wisconsin, along Lake Michigan.
Well, we know Hillary doesn't know where the fuck that is.
Hillary really doesn't know where the fuck that is. But everything really began to boil over when Kyle Rittenhouse, a 17-year-old from Illinois, he traveled to Kenosha. No, Kenosha from where he I'm trying to, I think it was Antioch. Yeah. Kyle Rittenhouse of Antioch, Illinois. For those who aren't familiar with the geography, Antioch is about 33-minute drive from Kenosha, just across the state line. So it's not like he went really far out of his way, but far enough out of his way that he brought a fucking rifle with him. And I'll just read this story right here. So police arrested Lake County teenager Kyle Rittenhouse on a murder charge following shootings in Kenosha Tuesday night that killed 2 people during unrelenting violent demonstrations over the police shooting of Jacob Blake on Sunday. Wisconsin authorities have revealed few details of the 17-year-old Rittenhouse's alleged crime, but the shootings came as civilians armed with rifles inserted themselves into the protests, looting, and fiery property destruction that have raged since Sunday night in the city just over the Wisconsin border. The shootings compounded the act of violence that sparked the arrest. A lot of reporters, friends I know that are over there, Julio Rosas, who's actually had a chance to chime in on Habibi Power Hour, also has been a guest on Hashing It Out, the podcast I do with the Examiner, and then some other Daily Caller reporters. And I think there was a New York Times reporter, Julie Bozeman, who's out there covering everything. But what I'm seeing is that I don't know where the police were in all this, and I was getting dragged online for questioning how this was allowed to happen and making it look like I was siding with the violent protesters. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, if he's shooting, and if this guy Kyle Rittenhouse killed 2 people, apparently one was looting a police vehicle and was shot in the head, and I think he was one of the people that died. Like,
it was a used car lot.
Okay, but even then, like,
no, it's not
like lethal force. Like this, I mean, this guy's on camera. You can see it on Twitter. Kyle Rittenhouse saying that they're using lethal force.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
well, if the police aren't going to step in when
I get
that 17-year-old is a moron, especially for coming down. I mean, I don't know the full story about it.
An alleged murderer now too.
Right. I mean, it's not like he was going down there to protect a friend's property or to be with a friend or something like that. You know what I mean? It was none of that. He just went down there to be down there, part of the opposition of the rioters and stuff. And the thing is when this was something that was bound to happen as well, especially when there was going to be unrest where you have Democratic DAs of Democratic cities going on, not, charging anyone with anything, letting them get away with rioting, burning buildings down, all these kind of things, people are going to take things in their own hands. Now, what the 17-year-old guy did is absolutely stupid. It's not like he owned the place. It's not like he was protecting
it's fucking
his own
reckless
property.
is what it is.
Yeah,
I mean,
it absolutely is.
No, I mean, like, you put yourself in that situation with a gun in a hostile environment, someone's going to get hurt, and people died by his hands, probably unnecessarily.
Absolutely, it was unnecessarily. And if people who are, ruling over these cities as mayors and governors, they had the chance to do something about it, and they didn't. Yeah. For 3 days, they let businesses burn. They let it get out of hand. They let people get injured. They didn't care. They didn't want to do anything about it.
Yeah. Billy Finn chiming in again. This was allowed to happen because Democrat authorities have failed to protect their cities for months. We've been predicting this since late May. I mean, yeah, it's kind of a failure of lawmakers for sure, for not enacting for not implementing law and order, and letting this get out of hand. And also, I think the media has a lot. They should take part of the blame for sugarcoating a lot of these protests since George Floyd's death in late May and the social unrest that spread throughout the country, in which they tried to paint, at least in Minneapolis, buildings being burned down, the AutoZone singularity, where an AutoZone always burns down as peaceful protest. So, like, it's just absolutely insane. But so President Trump's going to be sending in the National Guard to Kenosha.
He offered it before, and the governor rejected it.
Governor Tony Evers of Wisconsin, who replaced Scott Walker. Tony Evers is a Democrat. But let me just read this quick news item. He said that he will send federal law enforcement and the National Guard to Kenosha to restore law and order amid days of unrest in the city. Trump tweeting that we will not stand for looting, arson, violence, and lawlessness on American streets. My team just got off the phone with Governor Evers, who agreed to accept federal assistance. Portland should do the same. Put that in parentheses. Today, I will be sending federal law enforcement and National Guard to Kenosha, Wisconsin, to restore law and order. So, do you think? I'm curious. Do you think now what is the first domino to fall in which other cities and states start letting federal law enforcement officers into their domains, their jurisdiction to maintain the peace? Yeah.
And the reason why is, for example, Don Lemon, I think it was today, was talking about how the polling.
I have that clip.
This is bad because go ahead, play the.
Let's play the clip.
Let's play.
I just think that what you said was happening in Kenosha is a Rorschach test for the entire country, and I think this is a blind spot for Democrats. I think Democrats are ignoring this problem or hoping that it will go away, and it's not going to go away, and so. Unless someone comes up with a solution over the next 73 days or 70, however many days.
68 days.
68 days. So it's not going to, the problem is not going to be fixed by then. But what they can do, and I think maybe Joe Biden may be afraid to do it. I'm not sure. Maybe he won't. Maybe he is. He's got to address it. He's got to come out and talk about it. He's got to do a speech like Barack Obama did about race. He's got to come out and tell people that he is going to deal with the issue of police reform in this country, and that what's happening now is happening under Donald Trump's watch, and on Donald Trump's watch. And when he is the president, Kamala Harris is the vice president, then they will take care of this problem. But guess what? The rioting has to stop. Chris, as you know and I know, it's showing up in the polling. Mm-hmm. It's showing up in focus groups. It is the only thing right now that is sticking. And the Democrats tonight stuck with that, right? And they also stuck with the theme that you said, the coronavirus. You got coronavirus and you have Kenosha.
So Don Lemon right there. And look, I think Don Lemon received quite a licking for that because normally under any circumstance, you would want violence to end, regardless of the political ramifications. Yeah, Don Lemon's like, we're going to lose the election if we don't stop the violence and rioting and the protesting. Like, okay, you spilled the beans.
Right, he did. And Chris Cuomo is right there shaking his head like a fucking moron, even though he had like two months ago, he was like, where does it say that protests can't be a little violent and all this kind of bullshit, and then got dunked on by somebody eating dry ramen. God, he's such a fucking moron. And the thing is, when you look at these people do these segments, when you look at Don Lemon do a segment like that, he's not an objective journalist. He isn't.
Are we talking about Don Lemon or Chris
Don
Cuomo?
Lemon.
Yeah. Well, Chris
Cuomo is a fucking fucktard. Like, he's nothing. He's a fucking turd in CNN. But Don Lemon, he's on there every day like an objective news anchor as a journalist, but he's not. He isn't. He fake cried for Smollett. He's coming in here saying what Democrats should do and how they should do it. That's not an objective journalist. That's somebody like Hannity. That's somebody like Tucker Carlson. And CNN needs to stop pretending that they are an objective news agency. I mean, all of these people, Don Lemon, Chris Cuomo, Jake Tapper, Brian, my Dick Stelter. They're not. And they've allowed this kind of, it's not like they've allowed because, I mean, fuck them. They don't have as much power as they think they do. But they do have a certain responsibility in order to be able to objectively portray the news. Not to say that what is happening isn't really happening. Like Oliver Darcy, we have like people from Town Hall, we have people from Daily Caller down in the streets when these riots happen. And what does Don Lemon do? He called the mayor up in, I think, Seattle or in Portland. And the mayor's office was like, no, it's all good. So he's like, he wrote a report. Oh, it's all good. I called the mayor's office. Like, what the fuck are you? What the hell are you? Like, what is that? Anyone can call the mayor's office. What the fuck, man? And he's like, well, right-wing people are over-exaggerating because I called the mayor's office. And he said, no, it's all good. It's all dandy. Of course the mayor's going to say it's all dandy. What the fuck's your problem? It's insane. It's fucking insane. Journalism has gone down the toilet hole, and it's because of CNN.
Charles Spellman, thank you, Charles, chiming in here saying, don't know who this Allah individual is, but he sounds like a pretty swell guy. I'm curious about real-time voter swing with these events.
Well, that's why the tone has been changing with Biden and Harris and everything. The swing states have come in, and it shows Trump coming up, closer in the poll.
He just loves saying coming. Let's check out the poll.
It is also my favorite spice. Cumin, you stick.
Cumin. Okay, so if we're just looking at Real Clear Politics average, and again, this is just a rough screenshot of what the electorate is feeling right now. It has nothing to do with November. Also, I don't trust polls until after Labor Day, which is about a week and a half away, because that's when people really start paying attention. And also, a lot of polls focus on just registered voters. They don't focus on likely voters. Likely voters are key, so remember that. But in every battleground state that's currently on Real Clear Politics homepage, Biden is leading by 5.5 points or less in Florida, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Arizona. The only place where it's statistically tied, based on the average, of course, is in North Carolina. So now, if we're looking at battleground states in the second half, Georgia, Iowa, Texas, Trump still has a lead there. But in Ohio, in Michigan, and Nevada, Biden is currently leading. So Trump has a lot more to lose, honestly. He has to win a lot more battleground states. I'm sorry. of the 2016 map compared to 2020, Trump can't lose any one of the Rust Belt states, or he's fucked. Like it's just, yeah. So, Sem2756, thank you, Sem. Siraj Jay, my handsome Habibis, love you too. Sem2756. Okay, real quick. Before we go and talk about the GOP convention, we gotta. I need to highlight this piece of shit, Sean King, because holy fucking shit, I'm going to have an aneurysm if I have to read one more of his tweets, and I'm fucking blocked by that guy. Okay, so let me
please. His title is National Surrogate of Bernie Sanders. Sean King.
Sean King. National. I still can't fucking believe he was a surrogate for that. That's just one of the biggest. God, what the fuck? Anyways, Sean King tweets this shit out. Hope y'all can see it. He says, to the Kenosha Police Department, if you do not name the officer who brutally shot Jacob Blake on Sunday, we will simply begin naming officers from your department who may or may not be him. Fuck it. Your protection of his identity is unethical. What's his name? And then I don't include this tweet in the rest of his thread because he actually starts tweeting out the names and photos of different police officers at the Kenosha Police Department. So fuck Sean King. I can't believe anybody listened to that dude or gave him the time of day. God.
I know.
He is like my Brian Stelter to you. Like, I cannot fucking stand Sean King. God damn it.
Yeah, bring your inner Habibi out. Let's hear it.
It is just, God, here's the thing. I lose respect for people who share his shit unironically. That's how much I dislike. No, fuck it. That's how much I loathe Sean King. All this guy does is he's I'm not even going to call him a race baiter because he's so much worse than race baiter. In fact, I feel like race baiter is too generous of a term to call Sean King. I think this dude. This guy is just a malevolent piece of shit. Like, he does not care about justice. He cares about his own brand. He's selfish, and frankly, he's just scum. Fuck that guy.
He is.
Fuck that guy. Fuck him straight
hard.
In the face. Fuck him right in the eye and ear.
And I'm surprised Twitter hasn't taken him off.
Seriously,
he's doxing people. He's doxing people and threatening violence.
I was going to report him, but
pictures, names, all that kind of shit, and nothing, absolutely nothing. I get banned for fucking calling Brian Stelter a fucking ass clown or a little bitch clown, and nothing's happening. He needs to be off of it too.
Yeah,
like he is such a shit fuck. Shit fuck. Really I like saying shit fuck.
Yeah, we should say that more. Fucktard's also good. So moving on. Let's talk about something that really just gives all the Habibis a boner. And that is the boner convention. You heard about this?
What's the boner convention? Let's hear about it.
It's just me and your mom, and that's it.
Oh, damn. She's watching right now, bro. She just dropped like $5 on this too. Holy shit. Look, as long as you're taking care of her, making her feel good, like giving her flowers every Tuesday, it's all good. I appreciate it.
It's just because
mom loving is what I do.
And now you've let that creep into my heart, and it's really just because of the whole Josh Hawley thing and how you're like, I don't give a fuck if he's fucking my mom in the next room. Okay, so I actually wanted to talk about the GOP convention because we're currently, as we're filming, recording right now, it's night 3, You got Vice President Pence speaking. You got Christy Nome, who straight Bay, and I can't think of anyone else who's speaking tonight. Can you?
Well, what's really nice is they have a lot of people from the they have like farmers. They have
hold on. Mary chiming in with just the eyes bulging emoji. Thank you, Mary. I meant it lovingly.
Oh man, that's too good.
It's so bad. Anyways, you're saying.
One big contrast between the DNC and the RNC is that the DNC, they put a lot of A-listers, Hollywood types on there, thinking that they fucking matter. But then you have the RNC come out and they bring out, the normal everyday person, practically the farmers, the fishermen, and that kind of stuff. And I think there's a really good contrast between the two when it comes to something like that.
Yeah,
that doesn't go to say that they haven't had like fucking like crazy ass motherfuckers on there, like
Charlie Kirk,
Gavin Newsom's ex-wife, Gavin Newsom's ex-wife. We hope
Yashar is tuning in, and if not, LB, please let them know. Please let them know we're talking about Gavin Newsom's ex-wife. What was so great, and I don't have a clip for this, but Gavin Newsom was asked about Kimberly Guilfoyle essentially saying 100%. God damn it. Essentially saying that California is basically a heap of like heroin needles, and Gavin is just like, thank you for throwing yourself on the grenade, but I'm gonna just respectfully defer to the next question.
Right. That's the classy response from
Gavin Newsom. No, tip of the cap to Gavin Newsom for at least not getting into say like a petty match with him. But there are a couple of things that are just weird about this convention. For one, there's no GOP platform. They passed the GOP platform that was the platform in 2016. So I don't know what it is that the Republican Party is expecting out of Trump, but it's like whatever he says, I guess that's just what our platform is. So,
and he did put out a 49. If he only did 10 more, 20 more, it would have been real nice.
Nice. Super nice. So I'm just trying to get a sense of like why they did this, because it just like, I get the DNC was getting criticism for being light on policy, but like, why counter it by also going light on policy?
Right. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, they could have really done really well having Tim Scott up there, coming out there and talking about police reform. Police reform would be the number one issue on his docket for 2020, and having Tim Scott be the face of it. Now that would be something that would really push it.
But they tried that shit. They tried that shit early in the summer after George Floyd, and Congress decided to balk at it. Both sides played politics, and Nancy Pelosi called Mitch McConnell and the Republican Party responsible for the death of George Floyd, and that's when
she called them murderers. But it shouldn't have stopped them from continually pushing that they're the ones who are in the forefront of trying to push Congress it, and that's their policy.
Congress fucking sucks. So,
Nancy Pelosi is garbage.
Well, and I think Mitch McConnell shares at least some of the blame, and not.
How dare you, sir? How dare you? No, I'm just playing. I'm just fucking.
No, I'm just saying, like, if he really wanted to press on and get this done, he would have gotten it done. I mean, he's fucking Cocaine Mitch. So, what the fuck? So,
I know it's a petty loss. Honestly, it was something that they could have both came together on and pushed. for the betterment of the nation and help, squash some of this animosity you see in the public. But the thing is, in my opinion, before the polling came out and you see this change in narrative of the riots, Democrats thought that this helped them. They thought that they should have unrest, that they need as much destruction and stuff out in the streets as possible, because they thought that this is good for them. But now they're starting to see a difference in change, and it also goes to show that politicians don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about what's happening out there or anything. They care about their bottom line, being in power.
Yeah.
So Cocaine Mitch, the Queen, Nancy Pelosi, AOC, all of these fucks. None of them care.
Just want to share a couple of tweets from coverage of the RNC. And let's start off with your favorite person, Yamiche Alcindor, whose name you still can't pronounce. So I'm just going to say it from now on.
Yes, please do, because I don't want us to get canceled on accusations.
Yeah, for sure. So Yamiche, who is a PBS NewsHour correspondent, covers the White House. She writes about night 2. RNC is showing a naturalization ceremony conducted at the White House. Left unsaid. First bullet point, Trump has brought legal and illegal immigration to a near standstill. Number 2, Trump separated hundreds of immigrant kids from their families. Number 3, Trump continues push for the wall to keep immigrants out. And I tweeted out something about how she was an activist now, and everybody's like, now?
she was an activist from the very one of the very beginnings, especially when her book was
very okay. So she is part of now the ilk of resistance journalism. She joins like Weijia Zhang, Brian Karam, Jim Acosta, a couple, a few other reporters here and there, April Ryan, people who are in the White House Correspondents Association who simply decided that it was in their best interest to not report on the White House, but to make themselves into personalities who constantly confronted the White House, whichever official, the president, White House press secretary, you name it, and make a TV spectacle out of themselves.
Or a Twitter spectacle.
And Yamiche had been very calculate. She had been very, at least, smart about the way she tweeted, because there were a lot of times in which I was, I could tell obvious bias, implicit bias in her tweets, but it was not enough for me to just be like, oh, I got to put her on the list, or I got to call her out on this. This one in particular, you could see the obvious flaws in her tweet. Trump has brought legal and illegal immigration to a near standstill. What are you saying? Are you saying that illegal immigration is good? Okay. Right. Trump separated hundreds of immigrant kids from their families. Obviously, that's bad. You want to keep families together. But these were families who were crossing into the country illegally. And it had been a longstanding practice of the United States immigration system that if you are detained, even before Trump's administration, during the Obama administration, which they were highlighting pictures from 2014 of kids in cages to say that was what was happening in the Trump administration, when it was from 2014. Come the fuck on, people. And then you got Trump continues to push for the wall to keep immigrants out. Okay. That is just such a, the wall was never about keeping immigrants out, because most illegal immigration that happens in this country is people who overstay their visas.
Right.
And it's not even people from Mexico and Central America or South America. It's from people in Asia. So come the fuck on.
It's so hard. It's so hard for people to, it resonates so well when Trump says that the media is the enemy of the people, when he berates them and stuff like that, because of people like Yamiche and Acosta and Stelter and the list goes on and on and on, because they are so obvious with their bias and with their activism and all this kind of stuff, that their tweets start to not make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
I mean, she just tweeted this out just now over Madison Cawthorn. She's like, made it a point to stand, suggesting that all Americans should stand during the Pledge of Allegiance and national anthem. And then and then she says it was a direct rebook of actions of people, including Black athletes who are currently sitting out games protesting police brutality. And it's like,
I'm trying to pull it up right now.
She just tweeted it out. I mean, it's not a direct reboot on this in specific. What it is saying is, in my opinion, is that he's still saying that you should, respect your nation and your country and stand for it and all this kind of stuff and be honorable. And she just likes to put these little nitpicks in it with no justification to it. What I mean, like, do you know what he's thinking as a reporter to state these kind of things? Did he say that he's saying these things in direct response to the athletes that are protesting police brutality? I mean, what you're seeing now, he could have been saying this because of people who are throwing the flag on the streets, burning them.
Yeah,
in Portland and stuff.
Finding it, but I just want to, before I get to that, did you say fucking reboot, Jay? Answer me.
I did say it. But it's not reboot. It's God damn it. I'm not even going to try anymore. You fuck. You got it like so stuck in my head now. Like, out of, like, not only is English not my first language, but I was born with abnormal adenoids that went in that overgrew in my nose, and I had a speech impediment until I was like 10 years old. So what you're doing right now, you piece of shit, you're being an ableist, and it's like, it's triggering me. I'm going through some, like, what is it? PDS? No, PDS.
PTSD. It's just amazing that you can't pronounce this word, considering it. You can't say this word without saying your favorite word. But
that was like perfect.
Rebuttal.
Rebuttal.
There you go.
Rebuke. Rebuke.
You're gonna change it to like reassle.
Reacid. But it's also this also goes into the fact checker in CNN. Daniel, whatever Canadian piece of shit. When he was like, he didn't fact check DNC.
Oh, Daniel
all.
Dale.
Yeah, whatever the fuck his name is. And then he's like, the first day of the RNC had more misinformation and lies than all 3 days of the DNC. And it's like, you didn't even say anything about the DNC. You didn't even report on the DNC.
My favorite, as much as I make fun of Trump, I think the one really funny thing he did was tell the White House press corps. He made some quip about asking how their convention was last week.
Oh yeah, did you enjoy your convention? And there's truth to that. There's fucking truth to it, and they prove his point over and over and over again.
It's so funny, and they can they just don't ever, like, they have no sense of humor, and they just continue to get mad at it. It's just always, to me, it's just so funny to me. But there is more.
They feel like they have more self-importance than what they actually have, and it's so funny to watch.
So another White House reporter, Brian Karam, who is a White House reporter, a correspondent for Playboy, if you actually read Playboy News, Kathy Griffin, who she was in the Trump derangement syndrome tournament. She didn't make it to the Final Four. She was close, but I think she got upset by Alyssa Milano. She was responding to Melania Trump, First Lady Melania Trump's speech on Tuesday night, saying, "Seriously, fuck this bitch." Brian Cam responds, "Makes me want to vomit." I'm sorry. Do all White House reporters say this shit about the people that they're covering? You get fucking removed from that beat if you say something like that.
No, you do, and you should. You should. You're not a reporter anymore. The worst thing that happened to journalism is Twitter. The worst thing. I mean, it was pretty bad knowing the bias of media and stuff, and you had people like I forget his name, Rush Limbaugh, and all these kind of people saying the leftist media and blah 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 and all this kind of stuff, just shouting about it and all these things. And he's fucking crazy, and he's always been crazy. But now seeing it on Twitter, it's like if he had that beat today that he had back then, I think he would have a lot more following than what he had before, because it's so obvious, and they don't even fucking hide it. Like that's the funny thing about it. It's crazy.
So stupid. All right. Because we're coming up on the hour, I'm gonna go get Earn because the Habibis are gonna riot, and then we'll come back. We'll finish Jihad on Tap, and then we got a very special announcement for you all. So stay tuned.
Right. We didn't even get to. Did we get to some of the weekly Jihad? We did, right?
We didn't even touch weekly Jihad. Yo, we're not gonna cover everything. I know it. I put so much stuff in the
email.
I put so much stuff.
Oh.
I put so much stuff in the rundown that we never get to all of it. And I mean, look, it's better we have too much stuff than not enough, but still. Get what you get. All right, I'll be right back with her.
Get him. I'll answer some questions. Let's see. My cum, LB. My cum's on his shirt. Oh, you're just going to see me DMing your mom, Fuzzy, and Bruce's mom. That's it. I'm a very loyal person, especially when it comes to good mothers. LB, my mom is watching. She is. And this is what she raised. I'm letting her see it in all its glory. She raised some pretty awesome shit. Carlos. Oh man. I try to spread them 6 feet away from each other, but it takes some talent. The Whistle Pig bourbon, the rye whiskey it's actually pretty good. It's not bad. I do recommend it. I mean, I'm not going to give my full review until I'm completely done with it. So as you can see, I've only drank a quarter. And that's because I had 3 White Claws before it as well. But I'm going to try and get it down as much as possible.
Here he is, Aaron in all his glory. I actually woke him up from a nap. So good job, Habibis.
Other than my sperm on your shirt, what is that bird on your shirt?
Is it
a cock?
No, it's a toucan.
Oh, a toucan.
Yeah.
I thought they were called cockatoos.
Well, everything is a cock to you because you just want it in your mouth.
Only yours.
That's true. That's the only thing you do want. Okay, really quick. So one thing that was also really weird about the GOP convention was that Melania Trump was actually being attacked for being an immigrant.
Oh my God.
Which you never really see coming from the left unless that immigrant is not on their side.
Right.
So
immigrant, minority, black person. It's the way that they are.
So you had Bette Midler tweeting about that shit. You also had what's it called? You had people tweeting about Nick Sandman, like Joe Lockhart saying, "I'm not watching tonight because it's important." He says, "I'm watching tonight because it's important, but I don't have to watch this snot-nosed entitled kid from Kentucky." And I love how everybody was responding to him about how Nick Sandman is richer than fucking Joe Lockhart because of the settlements they paid out to him.
Right. They hated it. They fucking hated it. It's so good.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that was actually pretty nice about it is seeing that happen, and then watching, especially CNN, people who get paid by CNN try to get angry about them and stuff as well. It was so good.
Yeah. Wow. LB correctly predicting Ern, or actually saying, and Ern listening, Ern, I know it's hard to look at Siraj's shirt, but look this way. And he turns around and looks let's see. Faye, where's Faye? Faye said something. Faye, did you realize the election? Siraj, did you realize the election is? What was she gonna say? Why did she just do three dots? Three dots. Now she did two dots. What the fuck? I don't know. I don't know what's happening anymore. All right, well, let's just move on. In any event, the left was attacking Nick Salmon, making fun of his teeth. Nikki Haley was coming under fire from Asha Rangappa, another CNN and commentator or contributor, and she was being attacked for going by Nikki and not her first name, which is Nimrata or Nimarata. But Nikki is her middle name. And so for some reason, Nikki Haley people were trying to undermine Nikki Haley for being, for her point about how America isn't racist by the fact that she was using the name Nikki and not Nimrata,
and they were also lying about it, saying that she said that there was no racism.
This is what Faye's saying. 69 days away. The election is 69 days away. Nice. Except it's not 69 days away. I saw K-File tweet how today was 69 days away, but he was actually wrong. It was actually yesterday. So
that's right.
Yeah. So everybody's wrong except for me. And I tweeted it after midnight on the East Coast. So I was the first one to it. Fuck everybody.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's fucking right.
Suck it. In any event, a couple of interesting speakers. You had Daniel Cameron, who is the Attorney General of Kentucky. He was getting high praises. But people are also criticizing him, saying that he was obviously, you had Oliver Willis saying that he's like, he took a screenshot of him saying, "I'm one of the good ones." Let me find that. I think I have it here because
Oliver Willis, man, this is disgusting. It's fucking sick. These people are fucking
like
sick.
They have what's ridiculous though is that they have like actual legitimate criticism to make about this guy, about his handling of the Breonna Taylor case, and yet they're going after him just because of his race. So I don't know what the fuck they're doing here. So Steve chiming in here. Yeah. Breaking news: Lakers and Clippers voting to sit out the rest of the NBA season. So it actually looks like they want to do that. You know, that's crazy to me. I don't know what if the Clippers and the Lakers sit out, refuse to play. Either the NBA continues to go on, which I don't think it will, because LeBron James is basically the head of the NBA now. He's the face of the NBA. You cancel the NBA playoffs, that's it. I don't think you're going to have a season.
It's over.
Yeah. Anyways, back to the GOP convention. Sorry we got off topic there, but that was just breaking just now. Couple of other things. Marianne Mendoza, she is an angel mom who's supposed to speak at the GOP convention. Got pulled because she shared a QAnon conspiracy theory about the Rothschilds, and that it was one of an anti-Semitic nature, and essentially got booted. Did you hear me?
No, I did. And she 100% deserved it.
Yeah. I agree. She did deserve it. But like, why would you?
Of course I'm listening.
Why?
I listen to you with all my heart. All my heart. Even as I'm checking Twitter. All my heart is to you.
Bro,
Habibi.
And then
Habibi.
And then you have Abby Johnson, who is another interesting character because she spoke at the GOP convention, but her story is an interesting one because she has a biracial son. Or no, she has a brown son. I don't know if they're biracial or not, but anyways, she had a video out from a while ago about how she was she would be okay with police racially profiling her brown son and not upset that he is being profiled because he is more likely to commit crimes, where I think the actual statistic is that he's more likely to be convicted of a crime. Oh my God. Ernie's laying on my hand.
I can see that.
Look at that. Are you guys just gushing right now? So anyways, okay. I feel like we got to do it right now because I'm burnt out on GOP convention stuff. So Habibis, we got a very special announcement for you all. Now, you know how you've all been wondering when merch is coming. Well, we've reached that day. That day is now here. And I'm going to hold on. Where is it? Can y'all see it? Oh, fuck.
Oh, shit, bro. Why are you showing them what we look at? Bro,
not that one. I mean, there we go. Ooh.
Oh, my God.
That was, you didn't have to look at that. Here is the new website, Habibis. It is.
You still got the tab up, bro.
Yeah, but that's for us to watch later. I don't want to lose our place. So we finally have launched the website. Today is the first day, and we got a bunch of merch here for you. I just want to highlight a personal favorite of mine. If you're ready for it,
let's see it.
This one. Where is it? Maybe if it'll load. Here we go.
Here he is. Dun dun dun.
His roll thickness, the urn. Let's look at that. Look at that.
Oh my God, that looks way too good.
Yeah.
Look at that right there.
So now y'all can go actually cop some merch that we actually have. And this is you can get masks, you can get shirts, you can get
mugs, stickers.
We're gonna come out with more stuff, but like
underwear.
I'm sure we'll get underwear. Hopefully, what is it? Crotchless underwear.
Crotchless underwear.
So let me post the site right now. It is Habibi Bros. I'm gonna put it on the bottom here on the banner. HabibiBros.us. That's where you can go. And we also have a special promo for those who are
first-time buyers.
You're on your first purchase. We got a ticker here. I'm going to put the promo code here. What is it? Sharia 69.
Sharia, nice. Sharia 69. 10%. You get 10% off of your first purchase.
10% off your first purchase with Sharia 69. I'm going to put it on the ticker below. Just give me 1 second while I find the way to do that.
Right. And to Boris's question, we do not deliver to the England except for one item, and that item is the premium hoodie. The premium hoodie would deliver in the UK. Yeah. You'd be able to purchase it there. And another point, any purchase in the US over $35 is free shipping. So buy as much merch as you want.
Yeah. So share this far and wide, and obviously post online when you get your shit, because this is going to be dope. All right, so there's the banner. Sharia 69 is the promo code for your first purchase. In fact, I'm gonna probably put the website on the bottom so that we can actually go on with the rest of our show.
Right.
But
Go for it.
habibibros.us.
And a shout out to my brother because he worked really
he worked
nice
his
and
ass off.
hard
Omar
on
Kobe.
on the website.
What a boss.
OBB. Absolute boss.
Absolute boss. So let's get into some weekly jihad.
LB, there's a lot of earn to just welcome on your face. A lot of earn merch. You could just get on your knees and just welcome it, and it's gonna be coming.
All right, let's LB. Oh my fucking god, I'm a whore for earn merch.
There's a whole section just earn merch.
Yeah, Jeff says, the eat more ass merch is awesome. Susanna, bro, I'm gonna send some stickers to my board member that I listed.
Do it. Stick it on the back of their heads. Stick it on
Christian
the cars.
Velasquez says, do you have any merch with you right now? I got a sweatshirt, but it was like literally the prototype. And
a t-shirt.
And I got a t-shirt. All this stuff it's just, a lot of it is brand new. And unfortunately you can't buy the hentai. But that's really just a special additional item. If anything, if anything, you guys are funding our hentai addiction.
Habit. I mean, what they don't understand is after this is gone, we keep this on and we go to that site.
Yeah. So Habibis, tell your friends, if they're into the Habibi Power Hour and they want some merch, you got a gift to give them. But the hentai, Jeff is asking, yo, what's the hentai link?
Shit.
I think it's hanime.tv.
Oh, guys. Man, if this doesn't get fucking kicked off, I don't know what will.
Yeah. Fuzzy says, Siraj, can we get the shirt you are wearing now, but with little urns on it? That's a good idea. We probably will make it, but we'll have another rollout soon.
It's going to be updated constantly. I mean, I can definitely get a shirt like that out.
Boris asks, is there a section for Siraj's hot pants? Billy Finn, do they come in 12XL for Brian Stelter?
Oh shit.
Carter Scott, Sharia Jeb me merch. That will come eventually. It's been gradual.
Right.
Kellen. I'm just gonna say Kelly. Can you make something super rude to mail the Talcum X? If I knew his address, I'd totally mail him just a box full of my shit. Prison Mitch, where are the foam list hands? They might be coming soon enough.
Yeah. That's actually a good idea. I gotta write some of this shit down.
Write some of this shit down. Write some of this shit down right now, Jay. Don't stop. I'll usher in. Susanna asking, is the Sharia 69 in all caps or lowercase? Jay, what is it? Is it all caps?
It doesn't matter. You can. It should work. It should work just as Sharia 69. You should go. And you should go through.
Yeah. So Mitch really fucking crushing it with that idea.
Yeah, it's a fucking good idea.
Foamless hands.
Why the fuck didn't you come with it?
Because we were too busy focusing on just the initial rollout. You piece of shit. I'm sorry, it's Kalinchi. Sorry, Kellen. Anyways. So yeah, that was the special announcement. That was, Fuzzy. Is there a toddler section for Siraj's tapered shorts?
Man.
Nate BB says the stickers are not waterproof. I don't know.
Well, if you're looking to put them on your hydro flask, you fucking blonde woman, I would suggest not doing that.
Yeah.
No, I put
Anyways,
stickers on my Hydro Flask all the time.
you can see
So
how
it might work.
excited. You can see how excited Ernie is for this. Shmuley Gansberg says, Siraj, my son is very disturbed by the hentai. I'm sorry, Shmuley, son.
Look,
Really,
he's gonna become a man someday. So
Yeah.
it's better on Habibi Power Hour.
Omar chimes in saying it's all lowercase for the Sharia 69.
Yeah, Susanna.
Carter
It's
Scott
all
says
over.
tan suit t-shirts. Okay. I feel like we can move on to, I feel like everybody's way too excited with this weekly, with this new website. Let's just get a couple more stories in. That way all the Habibis can go check out the site before, you know, it goes kaput. You know, DNC's old news. Fuck that shit. Let's talk about something that really matters, and that's the libs. And the libs, I'm talking about these libs. Okay, so that was in Columbia Heights in Washington, D.C. And that is a gentrified neighborhood of both blacks and Hispanics, in which there are just a bunch of white liberal fuckheads going around to, you know, patrons of different diners and coffee shops and patios and just telling them, you got to fucking show solidarity with Black Lives Matter, or you're a fucking white supremacist, racist piece of shit. That's where we've come to. I will say, though, and everybody was watching the same video I was watching earlier this week, I was heartened to see a lot more liberals denounce that type of tactic because, one, if you're ever going to try to persuade someone to join up in your cause, intimidating them like that gets you nowhere. I mean, and these people are just standing their ground. Look at this person right here.
Put your mask on now, huh? Motherfucker. Pasty piece of shit.
Wow, racism, white supremacy. Hey! Get somebody get this.
Yeah, I mean, and you had the person sitting to the I should point this way. This person sitting to the far right of that video, raising their fist, and they're basically yelling at this couple at their own table about why they're not raising their fists. Like, that shit is fucking authoritarian. And all of these protesters are accusing the government of being, particularly the Trump administration, of being authoritarian. Meanwhile, they're trying to implement these tactics like it's the fucking Chinese Cultural Revolution. For those who aren't familiar with the Chinese Cultural Revolution, happened in the 60s and 70s. It was an attempt by Mao Zedong to sort of enforce his influence and make sure that his teachings of communism weren't going away. So they basically punished a bunch of people who wanted to think independently. And it was, you know, they would shame people in public by putting like tall dunce caps on them. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people got killed, but I can't obviously report
a lot of
on
people.
the number. I'm sure there were millions. I mean, there was the Great Leap Forward, which killed like tens of millions. I don't know how many people died in the. Actually, let's look that up. But
and the thing is, when you're saying they are using the same tactics because that's what they are. I mean, I'm not here to sugarcoat it. They're communist pieces of shit. BLM and the leaders of BLM and what they're pushing is Marxist shit and communist shit. So that's why you see these tactics happening, because they honestly think that they need to come out and intimidate but the good thing is, honestly, is that this is the United States of America, and I think we're very far from what these college bored, snot-nosed shit fucks, pieces of fucking human garbage that have been produced from our failed, university and school system. They're not going to win. They're not. It's not going to happen.
Just for context, the Chinese Cultural Revolution had an estimated death toll ranging from hundreds of thousands to 20 million people. And you can't get the exact number because you never get exact, accurate reporting from China. So, yeah. So that aside, it's just amazing. Oh, here's Billy Finn before I get to my next point. Thank you, Billy. As Shiraz pointed out, this is quite literally straight out of the Mao Zedong Cultural Revolution playbook. It is. And I am obviously very hesitant to be critical of Black Lives Matter. And the reason for that is because people have conflated the political movement of Black Lives Matter with the actual saying Black Lives Matter. So if you disagree with Black Lives Matter, you're racist. And so
that's the genius behind it.
I know that is the genius behind it. It's fucked up because
fucking genius.
Because
it really is.
They've gotten so powerful in such a short span of time. And the fact that you link a saying, which if you disagree with makes you a racist, all of a sudden you can blanket that term on an organization that has a far more overreaching agenda to change American culture. And even if you just take out the racial arguments that they're trying to make, a lot of what they're advocating for is just straight up communism. So
it is. And the way that they're going about it is straight up communist too.
Yeah. So
they're using the same tactics.
It's sad because that's been, the BLM movement, which was initially advocating simply for to combat and end corrupt police practices and excessive use of force against the Black community and police brutality has just completely been co-opted by socialists, and it's pretty sickening. But
it really is. I would have gone backhand Arab on those bitches. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. If I'm sitting down in a restaurant enjoying my meal, you're going to get a backhand. I don't give a fuck.
So I have another, low-key announcement. I don't know if anyone was really paying attention because I started a new writing gig, which is just on top of everything that I'm doing now. So it just means I'm busier. But I started writing for this new website called Rocka News. And let me pull it up right now just to show you what inspired me, because I'm going to be publishing with them a little bit more often. But Jamel Hill decided she was going to tweet about how the United States is just as bad, if not worse, than Nazi Germany, because she's reading a book in 2020 called Caste. And how basically, while it is documented, that the Third Reich, the Nazi regime, used the United States and Jim Crow as like their gold standard. You have to remember that Jim Crow was not enforced throughout the entire country. It was in state and local jurisdictions, and it was obviously very racist policies. But at the same time, just by making that comparison between the United States and Nazi Germany, just on its face, is just it is literally the stupidest fucking comparison and dismissive of history and insulting to the millions of people who died in the Holocaust. That needs to be made. And I can't believe in 2020 we got to be saying this shit, because it like people, and I blame fucking 1619 Project and Nicole Hannah Jones for basically giving people sort of the out to say, oh, history is not the history that we know
It's not real.
is all wrong, even though like you can make debates about certain things within history, but
Yes.
the way that the 1619 project changed all of that is that it had became widely accepted that what the 1619 project was advocating for and writing about was factual on its face, that the United States was simply founded and the American Revolution was fought to preserve the institution of slavery, which is not true. And historians push back on Nikole Hannah-Jones for putting this in there, and she had to take it out, yet she still won the fucking Pulitzer Prize for it. So
they made her more legitimate because of that.
Yeah. So it's just it really drives me up the wall. And I encourage So Rocka News, if you guys want to go check it out, it's rockanews.com, ROCA news.com.
Anything with a Habibi on it, if you're not on it, if you're not following it, you're an Islamophobe.
You're Islamophobic. I'm actually going to post it in the comments right here.
Do it.
Here we go. Hope y'all can find it. There we go. Okay. So
it's wonderful. And more to your point, what I like to point out is this type of rhetoric is a type of Holocaust denialism as well, because they want to put onto the same playing field that what happened in Nazi Germany is happening right now in the United States.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is what happened in Nazi Germany wasn't all that bad. You know what I mean? Because people's lived experience here in the United States is not that of Nazi Germany. It's actually not that bad.
Did you just say lived experience?
Their lived experience.
There you go. I'm just fucking with you.
I know.
Anyways, but just, for those who aren't familiar and want me to, I'll just give you a quick layout of how this comparison is just so wrong. Is that while Hitler used the United States as a template for enacting, implementing, and enforcing its 1935 Nuremberg laws, which stripped Jews of their citizenship and outlawed sexual relations between ethnic Germans and those with impure bloods, so non-Aryans, considering comprising of Jews, Romani, the Gypsies, blacks, and Slavs. And prior to that, Hitler, he declared a national boycott on all Jewish-owned businesses. He enforced a law that banned non-Aryans from the legal profession and civil service. And he also he then also implemented a law that made it next to impossible for Jews in Germany to emigrate from Germany, leaving Germany. They were subject to a tax of 96% if a person was suspected of trying to leave Germany. That would fucking bankrupt anyone. So they're insulated. And, these are all things that, like, when you look at it, like, sure, a lot of the United States has committed a lot of bad shit and killed a lot of people. And, how do you right the wrongs of the past? I feel like us constantly making sure that we tell our history and not denying the sins of our fathers and the sins of our government is more than enough to try to at least separate us from Nazi Germany. And also from the fact that we didn't try to systemically kill off an entire population of Jews based on the fact that they had blood.
Nobody was put into gas chambers.
I mean, you can obviously the policies against like the Japanese during World War II, you have Manifest Destiny and the Trail of Tears. I mean, these are all terrible things that our country did, but I think that we didn't solely blame them for all of our country's ills like Hitler did. And it's just everything about us right now today is different from even Nazi Germany at its best point. Like, just comparing the two right now, USA Today, Nazi Germany, completely different fucking places. It's just never going to be the same.
Right. And Jamila Hill is just one of those people who want it so badly to be true that we are a Nazi Germany.
Right.
They want it to,
how much do they really want to be corrected on this? And I'm afraid they don't want to be.
No, the reason why they don't is because they make a good fucking living off of it.
Yeah.
They make a good living off of it. Jamila Hill makes a ton of money pretending that she is one of the most, despaired, fucking tortured, like living in such fucking harsh reality person, when in reality she's living in, one of the top 1%.
Yeah.
Of it. And it's just so funny. How can we be a Nazi Germany when we produce people like LeBron James, when we have people like Michael Jordan, when
just
we have people
just by the fact that Jamel Hill was able to send out that tweet and not be persecuted for it shows you that we are not Nazi Germany.
That is, I mean, you're right. I didn't even have to go to LeBron James. Just a tweet from a
just
fucking
Jamila
from a fucking Jamila.
Fucking Jamila. Okay, real quick. I think we should end on these couple of stories because they are just amazing. First of all, Jerry Falwell. Jerry Falwell.
Jerry Cookwell. Oh!
Jerry. Well, we know Jerry can't fuck well.
God damn. That was a good one.
Thank you. Anyways, I'm just reading from this Reuters report, this investigation, titled "Business Partner of Falwell Says Affair with Evangelical Power Couple Spans 7 Years." And Jerry Falwell Jr., who is the president of Liberty University, the largest evangelical university in the country, and a staunch supporter of President Trump, and one of the most influential figures in the evangelical movement, basically admitted to having this years-long relationship with Giancarlo Granda, who was 20 at the time, and met Jerry and Becky Falwell while working as a pool attendant at the Fontainebleau Miami Beach Hotel in March of 2012. And what Granda told Reuters that the relationship involved him having sex with Becky Falwell while Jerry Falwell looked on. What the fuck?
It's kind of crazy. I mean, people have their kinks. People have their kinks. I'm not here. I have a pretty good fetish myself, so I'm not here to.
We know what your fetish is, but you're not the president of the largest evangelical university in the country. You're not telling people how to live their lives. The only thing you're advocating for is for people to eat more ass. Okay?
Right. I mean, it's gonna honestly, I'm telling you guys, men, women, gays, lesbians, your relationship would go tenfold if you ate your partner's ass. They don't even have to know about it. Just start doing it.
Just start.
I'm telling you. And I'm just going to say, you're welcome. You're fucking welcome.
Oh, man. I mean, this is what people talk about cuck all the time. And, someone's a cuck if they're a sellout. This is what literally a cuck means. Someone who lets someone else fuck their wife. And I could, everything has just been so crazy that the morning after we did our episode last week, Steve Bannon got indicted for embezzling funds from We Build the Wall PAC.
Right.
That's what's, I mean, like, what the fuck?
It's insane. It's insane.
It's so bad. And then Robert O'Neill, the former Navy SEAL who was part of the operation that took out Osama bin Laden in 2011. He got booted from Delta for posting a photo of himself not wearing a mask. So that was fun.
That was good. And then he was like, "Oh, my wife made me delete the tweet. It wasn't me." It's like, bitch, you killed Osama bin Laden. Like,
yeah.
How scary is your wife?
Yeah. I want to end it on this because this is obviously the This couple was the reason why the list began, and that's George and Kellyanne Conway. They announced on Sunday that they were both stepping away from public life. Kellyanne Conway, who's a White House advisor, she's going to be leaving her job at the end of the month. And then George Conway, who's a co-founder of the Lincoln Project, is going to be stepping away from that and stop tweeting for a while. And it all stems from Claudia Conway, their 16-year-old daughter, claiming to seek emancipation from her family, claiming she had been the victim of abuse, and had been, tweeting out airing their dirty laundry on Twitter and TikTok. And Taylor Lorenz. Taylor Lorenz, the New York Times reporter.
Do you see how connected we are? Do you see this, bro?
I see this.
Man, it's just so good. I can't wait to be on the East Coast to visit you, Mom. I'm gonna come to the East Coast to visit you. I'm coming for you, Mother. I can't wait to see you. Mom.
So LB, it was funny because I jokingly put LB on the list, and she wrote something about how Claudia Conway's a brat, which could very well be the case. I have no idea, but I will say this: she's 16 years old. She's old enough to know better. It's not like she doesn't know right from wrong. Me as a 16-year-old, I was a pretty good kid. I would never air that type of shit. And it was this is just like the type of thing where, like, I feel like if your parents are in public life and they are constantly warring with each other on opposing sides, it just seems like a recipe for disaster. And Claudia Conway is I feel like having difficulty expressing her frustrations properly, and decides that the only way she's going to get results is by taking it to the public forum, and that's pretty fucked up. So whether you want to call her a brat or not, everybody has their own threshold for calling someone a brat. She could very, very well could be.
No, she could. But in all honesty, more props to the parents, because they are literally halting their careers. Because Colin White, she would have held her position well into.
Wait, how did you say her name?
Colin Way. Kelly Colin? No, is that not it? Is that not how you say it? Isn't it George Colin Way? Colin Hay.
I'm just gonna let you keep going.
Colin my dick.
Call me by your name.
Colin Hay, Colin Way. God damn it, Billy Flynn, you're not even helping me. Anyways,
it's Conway.
Conway.
Wow.
Yes, Anog. It was Kelly Conway, but
no. Anong is highlighted.
Kelly Khan. Kelly Khan.
No. Anong is this is a Star Trek reference. Khan.
No, but in all honesty,
Kelly colonoscopy.
Colonoscopy.
Oh, man.
Look, they're doing right by their daughter, both of them, George and
I wish them the best.
They really are.
I wish them the best.
I really, really do. And if it was me, like, my dad would have brought the belt on us so fucking hard. It's not even funny.
My mom would beat the shit out of me for sure if I did that, and she's white, so
right. My mom wouldn't beat the shit out of us. She would just hear us get the shit kicked into us and cry about it the next day.
Oh, my mom's like straight up like gone full Daisy. She will use a shoe. She would slap me upside the head. She will wash my mouth out with soap. She did all that shit. And my mom is a beast too. Like, I'm obviously, taller and stronger than her now, but like back then when I was a little when I was a little,
I still think she can kick your ass.
When I was a
I
little,
still think
when I was a little toddler, which by the way was like 2 days ago, get wrecked by her. So there's that. But also, and I guess we could also finish off on this White House news. So the White House Rose Garden was renovated, and people lost their fucking shit. Like, oh my God, I've never seen that many people get triggered by just a renovation of a fucking garden. Yeah, you got Kurt Tentacle Porn Eichenwald over here. Basically saying that Melania Trump is like going after her immigration status and her ethnicity as a reason why the Rose Garden shouldn't have been changed. It's just
so fucking bad.
These people are fucking deranged.
They're sick. They're sick. And some people are trying to say, "Oh, she put the KKK symbol on it and shit like and stuff like that." And it's just like, it's fucking at the end of August, and there's this New York Times historian. She posted up is like, look at what Michelle had, tulips, and look at Michelle's. It's like, tulips don't blossom in August, you dumb piece of fucking shit. They don't. And it's just going to show that these people are so fucked in the head. It's not like that they're so desperate to look righteous that they just look stupid. Yeah, that's really what it is. They're so desperate to look like they're some kind of hero.
So bad. Anyways, let's hear from some Habibis before we go out on a bang tonight. I feel like we did a pretty good job of getting to everything without running over the 2-hour limit, unless these next 20 minutes prove anything.
Right. And I want to say shukran Habibis for your purchases tonight.
Thank you. I can't lift my other arm because Ernie's sitting on it, but thank you, Habibis. Y'all been shukran. Sheikh Ern.
Shukran. Sheikh Ern. If you get a chance, check out Meet the Squad on the website as well. Just go through them.
let's just pull it up. Where is it? Let me pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up. We'll just run through it real quick. Share the screen. Oh no, it's the Chrome tab. Where is it? No. Hold on 1 second. Where is it? Where am I looking for? And there we go. Oh, fuck. Not again.
Oh, God. Oh, man.
Okay. All right. We're back.
That's later on tonight, dude. Just hold it on.
I can't. Hold it on. I can't. All right. So back to the home page. So let's go and meet the squad. Where is it?
It's all the way at
the bottom.
Yeah.
Meet the squad.
Information.
I got it. There we go. So under my description, you have the almighty list wielder laying the holy halal judgment, one name at a time. Essentially, fear the list, Habibis.
100%.
You have Sheikh Caliphate leader Ern, our founder. Everything began with the power of the ultimate great supreme leader, Sheikh Caliphate Ern. May Sheikh Ern be pleased with our jihad and may he stay thick. Ameen.
Ameen.
Ameen. And then you have J100% Kobbe. Oh, I forgot to mention my name, Siraj Hashmi.
It's still spelled wrong.
Fuck. J100% Kobbe. Drunken judgment. Vested with the power of raging judgment, the drunken judge wields the ability to put you on blast without holding back. The jihadis don't understand the meaning of political correctness, only ass eating. And then I think we have another entry. That's for Marwan, our artist. Marwan Shaheen. He is the one who drew all of our art, this kind, not the other kind.
Oh my God. If you get a chance, please check out his website, his Instagram and stuff. He has some great content out there and some great he's really talented and stuff, and he really got a name for himself for when the Arab Spring was happening in Egypt.
Mhm.
He posted and drew a lot of political art on the Tahrir Square, on what was going on with the people, protesting against the government and everything. It's really, really cool. You should really check out his story and his history, and also his artwork. It's as you can see, he makes us look fucking legit.
Yeah, he made us look real legit. Let me see if I can find it here. If his website pulls up. No, it doesn't click. We're gonna have to.
No,
Go
if
back.
you go to if you go to marwanshaheen.com, it should come up.
Yeah. So Habibis. Oh, sorry, shit.
My mom is still watching, man.
That was on accident. I swear to God. Shmuley says, Siraj, is your wife watching this? Shaking my head. No, she's not watching this. If she ever did.
If she was, Siraj would
would.
probably be sleeping on my couch.
Yeah, that's probably true. Hold on, I'm gonna let Ernie out so you can go hump something.
All right, let him go before we start humping something. Let's go, Habibis. Warner Brothers going to get the site down by merch now. Steve Art. No, they're not. Don't worry. We've already trademarked everything. So we're actually pretty good.
Okay, we're back.
Oh, thank you, Boris, for getting a couple of hoodies. His wife left him again.
Janice, yes, my wife left me again. Shmuley, that's why she left you. Fuzzy says, Jay, it looks like Leo Messi is going to sign with Manchester City, not your squad of degenerate criminals and hooligans. That's what we wanted to talk about. Lionel Messi trying to leave Barcelona. Huge story.
He could leave. If he wanted to leave, if he wanted to leave, he would be signed by anybody. Anyone will take him up. I mean, and anyone's lucky to take him. And he would probably go to Man City for sure. But if he came to Man United, it would be a little bit better for him. 100%. And also, Fuzzy, look, I'd rather support criminals like Man United than Nazis like you do.
Like Bayern Munich?
Yeah, like Bayern fucking Munich. You fucking Nazi. It's one thing your mom and I talk about late at night.
LB says, I ask again, what do I have to do? Wait, who do I have to let lick my ass to get expedited shipping?
We don't have that option yet, but as you know, LB, you know where my DMs are. I'm gonna make something work.
Oh man. Cox says, will the FBI come to my house if I go to the merch website? Absolutely.
100%. I mean, how do you have to put your shipping address in?
This is Janice Siraj is now as naked as the cartoon porn.
Yeah, we can see it. Look at that chest hair. Oh
God. And let's see. Where I'm just looking through some of the comments. Billy says, me, LB. I'm the answer.
Oh man, get it, LB. I mean, get it, Billy. Get it. After you drop $69, man, he knows how to shoot his shot. He does.
Yeah. Don't give Billy Finn a shot.
He will take it.
Oh my God. So good. Oh man.
Boris Jay is gonna lick every stamp and every sticker.
Wow.
Every stamp and every sticker.
Bean dude over here saying I can see Siraj's stomach rolls. That is fucking awful.
Wow, Bean. Wow, Bean, dude.
That's
why would you do that? Why would you?
And Fuzzy saying I
Siraj
with a nip slip. Boris, consider it licked. Ed Mueller says, "Did you let Earn out, or did he just hit a blunt?" A little bit of both. So
I know, right?
yeah. Cox says, "We are all Jerry Falwell when it comes to Billy work in this chat." This is true. It's true. I think we're gonna end it on that, Habibis. End 10 minutes early. Y'all can go check out. Oh, whoa, hold up. Anang says, "How long before Siraj starts doing Goodbye Horse?" Do you know what that is, Jay?
I don't. What is that?
Do you know? All right. You ever watch?
No, I want you to explain it.
You ever watch Silence of the Lambs?
Fuck. A long time ago. And not really.
Remember
I watched
when
Hannibal, the series.
you remember Buffalo Bill posing in front of the camera, completely tucked?
Oh,
Tucked
yeah.
You did it to that. C Gunner asked Siraj, Code Red or Baja Blast? I'm more of a Code Red guy. I haven't had Baja Blast in a while, so I can't really judge it.
I'm more of a Siraj Blast in my face type of person.
Oh, yeah. Boris, miss you all on Twitter. Habibis, I'll be back. Please come back, Boris. We miss you. We miss the good memes. And thank you for staying up so late with us tonight, or getting up in the middle of the night to join us. Really hope you enjoy the website. We'll have more merch coming out soon, but this is the first step. And Christian asked best speech in DNC and RNC. Let's just say I hope both teams had fun. I don't know. I don't care. We'll watch it.
I just look at the highlights on Twitter.
Yeah, highlights on Twitter. That's all we need. Anyways, Habibis, y'all been great. Deuces, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week on Habibi Power Hour, and stay tuned for more merch. Peace, Habibis.
Habibi.